guys, today's video is going to be about books that I DNF'd and why, and I have quite a lot. These are all the books that I DNF'd and I'm going to tell you why. Starting off with Emily Henry's Happy Place. I tried so hard to love this book. It's about Harriet and Wynne. They have been the perfect couple since they met in college. They go together like salt and pepper, honey and tea, lobster and rolls. Except now, for reasons they're still not discussing, they don't. I really tried with this book. I made it to chapter 11. And I was hoping that the book got better, but it didn't. It just seemed so redundant. It was forced proximity. They kept being in spaces together. And they just kept acting like they didn't like each other, but then behind the scenes they kind of did. And it was just confusing. I really loved the cover, but the book just was not for me. So I had to DNF it at chapter 11. The next book is Claim Me by Jay Kenner, and I never read it. I remember getting this from Barnes & Noble and I never read it. Apparently it's a series, but I got it out of order. And it's just, this doesn't resonate with where I am now, so this I'm definitely selling. Next, we have The Deal by L. Kennedy. This book is about Hannah and Garrett. Garrett wants to be a professional hockey player after graduation, but his GPA is threatening everything. So Hannah takes it upon herself to try to help him bring his GPA up. She tries to tutor him, and then it ends up leading into something else. I don't want to say it because I don't know if I'll get flagged. The cover of it looks interesting, and I remember buying this. I started reading this in 2022, and I left off at the beginning of chapter 9. I don't really remember why I stopped reading it. I think I got bored of it. A lot of people say that the Off-Campus series is a really good series, but like I said, I don't know if I want to try again with this book or if I'm ready to sell it. I had to DNF it at chapter 9. The next book is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This book is about Olive and Adam. Olive is a third-year PhD candidate, and Adam is a professor. I left off on chapter 3. It gets funnier because I just keep leaving off at chapters earlier and earlier. Another book that I don't really remember what happened, but it just seemed, I think the pace was too slow for me because on the cover you can see them kissing. Like I said, I only made it to chapter 3. So I still don't really know what happened in this book, but I know a lot of people love this book and they love Ali Hazelwood. This was my first book by her, so I'm trying to get into her books. I also have the book Bride. I'll put a picture here because I like vampire and werewolf fantasy books, but I cannot seem to find any physical books. Okay, this might be a little embarrassing, but I seem to find all of them on Wattpad, but I cannot find any good physical books. I started reading Fourth Wing. I still have to finish that book. But I started reading Fourth Wing a couple years ago. It's a dragon fantasy book. Absolutely love it so far. But then I stopped in the middle of the book and I still don't know what happened towards the end, so I have to finish reading that. Next we have It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I left off on chapter 2. As you can see, they have two different aesthetics. This book is about Piper and Brendan. She's more, I don't want to say prissy, but she's more prissy, more dressed up, and he's more laid back and chill. Piper is fashionable and influential, and her reputation as a wild card means the paparazzi are constantly on her heels. And this is a small town trope, so, but the way Tessa wrote Piper in the first chapter, she was just so bratty and annoying. I don't know if that was the point or if it flew over my head, but I didn't really like that. I know it's an opposites attract kind of thing, but I didn't really like that. And I know that there's another book in this series. I think it's Hook, Line, and Sinker. I'll put a picture of that on the screen too. I had to DNF it at chapter 2. This next book, I have a love-hate relationship with this next book. So the next book is Icebreaker. I heard so many people on Book Talk talking about it. Oh, this book is good. It has really nice smut in it. You guys should read it. People were hyping it up everywhere. So I started reading this in 2023. I DNF'd it at chapter 4. This book is about Anastasia and Nate. So Anastasia is a ice skater and Nate is a hockey player. My thing with this book is, like I said, I couldn't even get to the good part of the book because Hannah Grace introduced too many characters all at once. It was so confusing trying to remember their friends' names and then another person's name, extra people who weren't the main characters. And I didn't even get to the good part. I'm not sure if I want to finish this book or reread it to give it another chance. but it wasn't working for me. I do want to read more of Hannah Grace's books, but Icebreaker just was not for me. Once again, I had to DNF this book at chapter 4. The next book is The Spanish Love Deception. I absolutely love the cover of this book. As you can see, he's in a nice suit. She's in a cute white and yellow outfit. She has her sandals on. It's taking place in the summertime. This book talks about Catalina and Aaron Blackford. So, you know, they describe him as tall, handsome, condescending colleague, and she desperately needs a date to her sister's wedding. So, you know, it's another forced proximity book, and I love that trope. I left off in the middle of chapter 4. Like I said, there's a pattern with this. I can't get past the beginning of the book to get to the good part. If you guys have read some of these books that I had to DNF, please let me know if it gets better, because I kind of just want to throw the towel in. I don't know what to do. I don't know. The next book is 365 Days. I watched the movie on Netflix, and I know when books are written first, you're supposed to read the book before you watch the show or the movie. But I made the mistake of watching it first, and it just kind of ruined the book for me. I tried to read the book, but I already knew what happened. I think I might sell this book because, like I said, I already read it and I ruined it for myself. I'm just upset that on Netflix they left it off on a cliffhanger, so that's the only thing that makes me want to finish reading the books so I can know what happens with Laura and Massimo. Oh yeah, I didn't say. The characters are Laura and Massimo. The next book is the book Bridgerton, the Duke and I. This book covers Daphne and Simon. This book covers the first season of the show Bridgerton. The same thing with 365 Days. I watched this on Netflix before reading it because I didn't know it was a book series. So trying to read this book, like I just told my mom, trying to read this book felt like reading the Netflix script. Like I was the actor and I was reading it because I already know what happened. It might be different from the show, but I couldn't get past it, especially with this cover, because like I said, I already watched it and I just couldn't get through the book. So I'm going to sell this book. The next book is The Selection. This is a YA book. I could not get into this book. I tried. I started reading a little bit and I left off on chapter 8. My problem with this book is that her first name is America. I'm not making this up. That was an issue for me. If she had a different name, I could have like finished reading the book, but the book was I don't know what the problem was with this book besides her name being America. I just don't know. It just wasn't for me. And there are other books in the series, but like I said, I just could not get through the first one to read the rest of the book series. Last but not least, we have 50 Shades of Grey. I already saw the movies, I think. I was young when it came out. So I remember seeing the first one. I tried to read this one. It wasn't for me. And it's not that I don't like the genre. I like romance books. I like dark romance. I like stuff like that. But I just, like, if I had read the book first and not have watched the movie, it probably would have been different. But I can't. It didn't work for me. Like I said, it's not the way that it's written at all. Book is over Christian and Anastasia. Like I said, it's nothing personal to the author. It's me. It's not you, it's me. That's the end of this video. If you've read any of these books, please let me know, because I've tried with some of these books, and like I said, I had to DNF them, and I just don't know if I want to reread them or if I want to get rid of them, like donate them or sell them. So please let me know if you like them, and if you have any recommendations by the authors of these books so I can get into them, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video.